morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. Thank you so much for being here, and we hope we have a delightful video for you. For those of you who have been with us for almost our entire 5.5 years, actually more than 5.5 years, you may be noticing that we are redoing some of our very early videos, and this is one that we're going to be doing again today. The reason for that is when we first started, we had no clue what we were doing. We were such novices. Jim and I are both now retired university professors, used to teaching and speaking in front of classrooms filled with students. And it's just a little bit different speaking in an empty room except to a camera and somebody standing behind the camera. And so that took some getting used to. Plus, we didn't have fancy equipment at all. So we started really on a shoestring. We have continuously upgraded lighting and sound as the years have gone by. And we're pretty happy with things most of the time. We're still working on a few sound issues. But looking back at those videos, they were pretty awful. But some of them were very, very popular. And so we thought, we have so many new subscribers since those early years. We thought we would redo some of our best videos from back then and give you an upgraded, more easy to watch version, plus adding some additional information in most cases. So that's what we're doing with this one. Before we get started, I just want to give you a little reminder that we have 8 Rose Red Homestead classes that are posted on our YouTube channel, free for you to watch. And they are about an hour. They're done sort of in the style of us being professors and thinking that you all are in our class. And there's always a downloadable document for you to print off and that has recipes and other instructions that fit right with the content of those classes. Some of them are very appropriate for the holiday season, which we are looking at in just a few weeks. One of them is making apple pies from scratch. Another one that will be coming up in October is make ahead holiday foods. So to access those, go to our YouTube channel, click on playlists, and our playlist that holds all of these classes is called RRH classes. So today we are going to do a recipe from one of my favorite books, which is this ball, the all-new Ball Book of Canning and Preserving. And this is on page 188. They call it Saucy Sloppy Joe Starter. I just call it Sloppy Joe Mix. And the thing of it is, this book is copyrighted, and so I can't print out the recipe for you. But if you don't have this book, I'm going to put the link to it in Amazon, both underneath the description of this video, and it's already in our Amazon store as well. I've done a lot of this recipe and loaded up our shelves with this mix. It is delicious. We've gone through every single jar, and it's been a while since we ran out, so I'm ready to do some new ones. And you just add it to a pound of hamburger, and you can cook fresh hamburger, or we often will just get a pint jar of our canned hamburger, and it just works fantastic with that as well. So it's a great recipe. So I'm going to be speaking the amounts of the ingredients so that you can jot them down if you'd like to get the recipe that way. I have a baking sheet that's been lined with foil and sprayed with the spray oil. And it has 3 cups of red peppers, 2 cups of unchopped onions, and 3 cups of chopped green pepper. And I chopped them quite fine. These are going to go in the oven at 375 for about 20 minutes. The idea here is to get them soft, to essentially cook them and maybe put a little bit of charring on them just for some extra flavor. Now, they say it's about 20 minutes. I think it might take just a little bit longer. In any case, I'm going to put this in right now. The oven is ready to go, and we'll come back when we are ready for the next step. Well, we're back, and our peppers and onions are done, steamy done. And I have to stand on this end of the counter because when I get over here and in the sunlight, everything turns a weird color. So the next thing that we're going to do is to get all of these peppers and onions right into our pot for further cooking. Oh, it smells so good. And I'm going to see if I can do the rest by just pulling up the foil and dumping it. Okay, that worked. All right, let's add the rest of the ingredients. It calls for a half a cup of tomato paste. I'm putting in a 6-ounce can, so that's a little bit more than a half a cup, but it will be fine. And it calls for 4 cups of tomato sauce. This is my home canned tomato sauce. This is a half a cup of vinegar and a half a cup of Dijon mustard. 4 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, and 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar. All right, let's get this stirred up. I'm going to bring this to a boil and boil it for about 5 minutes, and then we will be back to fill up the jars. Now I'm over on the other side dodging that sun. So we are ready to fill. I want to show you first what this looks like. So there it is, ready to go right into the pans. It's very thick, ready to go into the jars. And we fill to within leaving half an inch of space at the top. So that's about right. So we have this much left, which is just enough for us to have for supper tonight. So I'm going to set that aside. And now I'm going to wipe the rims. This is a paper towel dampened in water. No need to use vinegar. There's no meat or oil present here. Bubbles. I'm not disturbing the rims, so we're going to be okay. And now the lids. So we have 5 pints. It said it would make 4. It's made about 6. When I was dicing up the bell peppers, I probably put in an extra, half a cup, maybe even a cup of combined red and green peppers, just so that I could use up the entire. I bought 3 medium to large peppers, and it yielded just a little bit more than 3 cups each, so that may be part of the explanation. Okay, now the instructions for the recipe say to water bath can these for 20 minutes. Anything that stipulates that you can use water bath can, you can also use steam canning, which is what I'm going to do. I have my steam canner back here. Water is simmering, and I'm going to put it in and use steam canning. So same amount of time, 20 minutes. But then the recipe says adjusting for altitude. And we live at 5,000 feet, which according to the table in the front of that book says we need to use an additional 10 minutes. So we will be processing these under steam canning for 30 minutes. And then when we get to that point, we'll come back and show you what the results are. So I'm taking the last one out. And here we have them. They are just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm so pleased with these. One thing I just love about steam canning is that the jars come out so clean. You don't ever have to wash them afterward because there's no siphoning, and that steam just cleans those jars. And so these are going to be great. A couple of them have already popped. And so we will let these cool for several more hours, and then I will date and label them and get them outside to our food storage. So I'm very, very excited that we now have more of these out on our food storage shelves. And as we head more into fall, I'm really focusing on getting some canning done and things that are ready to go that are especially likable when the weather turns cool and there's a chill in the air, and those warm and cozy comfort food kinds of things. And Sloppy Joe's certainly fits in that category. So thank you so much for being with us. This is a really easy recipe to do. Once you've chopped all the veggies, it goes very, very fast. And we will see you very soon for more videos.